There we go. Now we are live. Dennis. I've got you guys, Dennis and the boys. Is how I don't even know your name. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Logan.
Logan. Yeah. Dennis and Logan. And there's one other person in your... Two other people. Okay.
So we've got Harri and Oliver, who aren't here right now.
Okay, and for those who haven't read the show notes just yet, you guys are doing a fringe show. Mm-hmm. Describe that. It acts like I don't know anything about your fringe show.
So our show's called Dexperience Live.
Dexperience, the live podcast.
Oh, yeah. Good start, boys.
So,
nice.
And we're talking about, Dexperience talks about Pokemon and the series and like other anime and cartoons. So our live show is talking about the first Pokemon movie.
Okay.
Yeah. And what's really cool is me and Harri, who are two of the co-hosts, we're both like super big fans of the series and especially of the anime. So we've lived with that for our entire lives. And then Oliver and Logan, they haven't seen the series.
So it's kind of like an educational while at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like, they haven't seen it, so you get their first impressions, and then we've got like our kind of wizened takes on it as well.
Yeah.
Especially because I've only ever played like games from like when I was like 10. So this is my first real interaction with Pokemon in like 10 or 12 years.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you're not doing any prep for it, or are you just kind of going in?
I know I watch every episode like the day before we record.
Okay.
And then like, so it's all fresh.
Gotta have those fresh takes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it's funny that you mentioned that. I had no idea what to do with Pokemon, but I recently got really into the trading card game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone has lately. Yeah. But do you guys play it at all?
Not.
No. Nah, I never got. I used to get into the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCGs.
Dude, me too, man. I was super into Yu-Gi-Oh! And then I got into Naruto as well. Because they did a trading card game version of it as well.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah. So good. I spent so much money.
Oh, did you know that those the Naruto trading card game and like there was also a Dragon Ball Z one, but they followed the same kind of rules, so you could like have like
you could play with like interchange the cards.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's epic.
Because they did that for a bunch of different animes, so you could have like crossover battles.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's
I always heard that the Naruto trading card game never took off because the TV show was way more popular than the trading card game ever would be. Which is kind of weird because you think the exact same thing with Pokemon. But Pokemon's like the biggest franchise, is that what it is? Or
it's
in the world, right?
Absolutely.
Like $39 billion, something like that it's worth.
Yeah, it's insane.
Well, we got Pokemon Go to thank for that, I think.
Is that what it is, you reckon?
I think that like really like skyrocketed it into like, like meteoric rise.
Because it was free, and normal people
Yeah.
like you didn't have to like have like a special like Nintendo device to play Pokemon anymore. You could just pick it up.
Yeah, that
straight off your phone,
nostalgia.
right?
Yeah,
Are people still playing it?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Heaps.
Really?
Yeah.
So many
Really?
people are
It still
playing.
earned probably billions of dollars last year.
How do they make their money on Pokemon? Is it like ad revenue or
No, not ad revenue. They do like sometimes they do like you can buy coins with money, and then you can use the coins to buy resources, or sometimes they have events where you can buy like tickets to get like access to certain quests and stuff.
Oliver, co-host, he is still like super into Pokemon Go. Like he's been playing it solid for like 5-6 years now.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Is he streaming at all or anything like that?
Nah,
he doesn't stream. It's like you need quite a setup to stream like Pokemon Go, I think.
Yeah, I guess you would, right? Straight from your phone.
Because you got to walk around and all that jazz.
So you guys have been doing your podcast since you said, what is it, December?
March.
Since March of last year.
We started during lockdown because
classic.
We had
I wonder. I would love to see a chart of how many podcasts started doing it. It's the least original thing about me is that I have a podcast now.
Because it was the year before that we were just sitting in Dennis's room just joking about how we all like Pokemon and we should do a podcast about it. And then we even made our theme song that night.
You have a theme song?
Yeah.
Can I find it? Is it on the internet?
It's on the podcast.
Okay.
It just says the start of every podcast.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
So, and then we didn't touch that for like 6 months, and then lockdown happened, and we were just like we've like 10 times the amount of time.
Of course.
We might as well talk about Pokemon.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we recorded like so many episodes during lockdown, like at least 20, I think.
Damn.
Yeah. We just did like 3-hour, 4-hour slots of just straight Pokemon talk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you must do.
Yeah.
So you've got 20 episodes. How many have come out so far in total?
Ooh.
36 or so as of right now.
Are you still going through like a back catalog of stuff that you have, or?
I think we're up to date now.
Yeah, we've got like stuff that we've recorded
nice.
like last 2 weeks ago or something like that.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. And so you've been going. Are you on like where can people find it? Are you on the podcast directories? Or are you on?
We're on Spotify,
Nice.
Apple iTunes, and like Stitcher, Podcast Addict, all your podcast catchers of choice. It should be on there.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
What do you use to host it?
Anchor.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
Anchor
yeah.
as well. Yeah.
It's so like makes it so easy, and like with minimal fuss, like without having, and
So
you don't
simple.
have to pay as well.
Which is great, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I think
it's insane.
Spotify bought them though.
Yeah, they
recently.
did.
You see that the whole interface just changed recently.
Well, I think that's good because it's like it's not gonna like go under because
Yes.
Spotify owns them now. So
That's a good point.
I think before Anchor was like Podbeam or something like that. People were all using Podbeam. Yeah, I'm not sure. So the four of you guys just get on, have a yarn about it, and then you just chuck it out. And you were saying you blew up in Canada for a tiny bit?
Just for a little bit. We got like top 5 in the manga and anime category.
I think we're
So cool.
26th right now in
Yeah.
Canada.
And then we got a couple of like, we got like an email from someone saying that like we were there, and then someone sent us like a little like nice review as well, saying like how like
Oh, dude.
yeah,
That's
during this
so
time, like
lovely.
right now, like they just love listening to like 4 friends talk about Pokemon,
Yeah.
Damn.
And
which
like
is nice.
and
Yeah.
like, especially in like Canada where they're still going through like COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was really nice. And that's the next best thing to like getting paid, I think, is just like compliments.
Yeah,
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think it's the best thing.
yeah.
Oh.
No, I don't. I need to pay my freaking rent right now. Yeah, that's have you ever like thought like bringing like a guest on from like the company or something like that just to have a yarn with them?
Oh, I mean, we have like had guests before.
But they've just been like our friends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
pretty
yeah, that would
much.
be like the next big thing, I guess. Like
Yeah.
getting like someone who has like more clout, I suppose, in the
Sure.
Pokemon world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think people are way more accessible than what we think as well. Like there's something to be said just for going on Reddit and just messaging somebody directly, and for the most part, they're like willing to come on.
That's cool.
It's a weird thing where it's like there's Tim Ferriss had this thing where he was like, I'm gonna set a challenge. You guys know Tim Ferriss, the whole. He's like this, the 4-hour work week. Have you heard about that? He wrote this book where he's like basically talking about like remote working from like anywhere.
Yeah.
And he created this challenge for anyone who like his students who was like, listen guys, I want you to contact 5 people that you think you'll never be able to get in touch with, and then for the next 2 weeks you're gonna try and get in touch with them. This is like that's probably not verbatim what actually happened, but basically he most people got in touch with their like these people just by sending them an
Really?
email, or just getting in touch with their press secretary and stuff like that. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's so freaking cool.
It's such like, I mean, it makes sense because, the people that are like putting in the effort to contact you are up and coming people that are like super passionate about
People love
the thing.
talking about themselves, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's-
That's why I'm here.
I know. Well, that's the thing about the podcast. Like, hey guys, tell me about yourself.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's really interesting, like the idea of podcasts and how people listen to them because they just want to like get to know people, or
Yeah.
like they there's so many different reasons people listen to them.
Definitely. So tell me about yourselves, guys. So Logan, Dennis, where'd you start with Pokemon? Where'd the journey begin?
Okay, in relation to me and Pokemon, like Pokemon's been with me for most of my life. I want to say, like I started with Pokemon Sapphire, as the first one that I owned myself and that I finished. But I had played like Red, Blue, Yellow, Green,
Classic, yeah.
Gold, Silver. Like my uncle had like this.
All the colors.
My uncle had like this this bootleg ROM, like all-in-one cart thing. So he had like Red, Blue, Green, and like these really badly translated versions of Gold and Silver, which I later found out was like it was like translated from Vietnamese or something. So it was like lots of Englishy kind of dialogue.
Nice.
So, and I learned like to read through Pokemon. Like
What?
It was
crazy.
like, well, it's like you get. I'm passionate about you. What you're passionate about is what you kind of apply yourself to. So I applied myself to Pokemon, and I learned how to like read and get like that helped me to kind of figure out context clues and like sentence structure and stuff. So that was really cool for me.
Man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You didn't know that?
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, neither did I.
I started playing Pokemon when I was like, I would have been like 6 because my older brother got a Game Boy Advance and got Fire Red. And then but you could only have one save on Pokemon. So like
it
Pokemon
really?
cartridges, yeah, they only let you have one
The
save.
storage would have been so small. Yeah.
And so I remember I used to you had to wait for my older brother to finish the game. And like Pokemon, when you're like 10, is a hard game sometimes to finish, because especially versing the Elite Four at the end of the game can be like a slog. So I remember waiting like a year or two for him to finish, and then finally getting to play it. And then I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. And then I accidentally stole my neighbor's Sapphire. He let us borrow it, but we never gave it back.
Nice.
And that's like the first Pokemon game I think I ever loved, because it had my favorite Pokemon in it that I found. It was
What's
like
your favorite?
Mudkip.
Mudkip, yeah. I should have brought my cards, dude. I've literally
play a
got
game.
cards of, I literally do. Dude, that's so with the live podcast, right? So how are you guys gonna deal with like a live audience while you're talking? Like, do you interact with them at all while you're podcasting?
It's like kind of unknown territory, isn't it? But like I've kind of listened to a few live podcasts before, and you generally like just bounce off of them. I think you don't ignore them, because that would be kind of weird.
Yeah.
You just like you bounce off them.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty funny if you did actually. You know, please be quiet, please.
It's like shh.
No laughing, stop, guys.
Yeah.
Make a 1 hour podcast, but pause every time someone's laughing.
It's like
guys.
it's like I can wait.
Yeah.
You know, you just it's and like embracing the nature of that, and like
Cool.
taking audience
Cool.
questions, like kind of like vibing with them, because like there's like I think that's like kind of what like makes a live podcast listenable versus like a non-live one where you're just like listening to the conversation.
Of course.
A live podcast, it's kind of like a talk show or something. Like it's pretty much a talk show. Like you're like, we're the Conan O'Briens or the
Hell
David Lettermans or
yeah.
something.
Okay.
Yeah. But we've also got like a lot of theater experience as well, so we're all used to quite like.
Well, that's what was my next question. Yeah, what is your background as far as performing arts go?
We all I was like started doing theater and stuff when I was like 10, so it's like 11 years now, something like that.
Whoa. Okay.
So then and then all through high school did all the theater shows and all the musicals, and then university did like shows and stuff, and then met Dennis there, and a few of the other people, and we made Stew Productions together. So
What's Stew?
Super Theater Ensemble Wellington. So like Super Mario Bros. Super Theater.
Oh yeah.
Shit,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we've never told anyone what the acronym stood for.
Yeah, but
and
that's
now we have.
that's what it stands for.
Yeah, that's what it stands for.
Okay.
And so then,
Is there any jitters coming into this? Like, are you guys pretty nervous? Do you feel like you're pretty comfortable on stage?
we're pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
This is our second show at J&M's actually, because we did our fringe show Elevator last year.
Yeah, which is improv, is that right? Or
Semi-improv, like
Semi-improv.
it's like got a structure to it, but it's like pretty loosey-goosey in the midst of it.
okay.
Which was, It was a really fun show to do.
Yeah.
Where was that? Was that at
Also at J&M's, and then we got the
J&M's? Sorry, is that?
fast food restaurant.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
On Courtney Place.
Yeah. Okay, you're doing the podcast thing there?
Yeah.
That's wild. How does that work? So you going in like the corner?
Probably.
We were in the corner for our elevator show, but we
Yeah.
literally performed in a box, like probably the similar size to like your elevator, like here. So like that same size is like the performance space we gave ourselves. So this one, we'll probably be in the same kind of corner and just set up like chairs and stuff so people can see. But we only have like limited seats, like 23 seats, I think.
And
Right.
like we've sold more than our stew show right now. I
Yeah.
think people have booked more for
So it's ticketed. How much are tickets?
I think it's $5 or koha
Cool.
or something.
Yeah, so it's pretty cheap.
That's how many nights? Just one night?
Just one day.
One afternoon. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
at
like a
1 or something.
Yeah, matinee show.
Yeah.
Do you have like a start and finish time, or is it just see what happens?
We
I think it's listed as 2, but I think we might go over.
Okay.
So we'll just let people know.
Yeah, because we want to have time for people to come up, ask us questions
Of course.
after.
Photos.
We might do some like a little giveaway or two as well
Nice.
of like some Pokemon merch.
So what makes you want to do it at J&M's, a restaurant, a Chinese restaurant?
Well, it's kind of like to
Is it Chinese or is it fast food?
it's like fusion, Chinese
Yeah,
fusion.
okay.
There's fish and chips and stuff as well.
Cool.
I guess it goes into like the idea of it was an accessible space, like because I've kind of got like an in there to get to access that space.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like less overhead as well,
Cool.
just from a administrating kind of point. Less overhead is the main thing,
Mm-hmm.
and like we're not sure if this is gonna be like a successful thing or not. So it's like just on the a minimal amount of investment and see how it goes. And then and if it goes well, we can say, look, we sold out the show here. Maybe you want to host us at another place, and like we can kind of use that to kind of springboard us to potentially more at venues.
It's a great idea.
Yeah,
it's definitely a great idea. I've always thought about, like, you guys have a cool angle where it's kind of entertaining, but also like niche down to a really good degree. Whereas like, I think this podcast is so broad reaching. It allows like a lot of interest from like a range of people, but not a whole lot of like loyalty. I think I'm not sure.
I don't know, because you're like the one constant in the whole
that's
thing, right?
true, but I wonder if like people, so like I was thinking like the closest I can relate this to, and it sounds mainly because it's just fucking what I know, like Mark Maron or like Joe Rogan, you know, it's super similar, but like at the same time it's like I think people a lot of the time listen to it because it's Joe Rogan, you know, and I think they buy into his character, whereas me, I'm just like Gavin, like, you know,
Gavin, that's
20 grand in student
though, right?
debt, you know.
I think that's something though, because you know the idea of like parasocial relationships.
No,
the parasocial relationship is generally it's like a one-sided relationship that you have for usually people that you are disconnected with in terms of like, you know, you can't
like
communicate with them.
Right.
You can't communicate them with them. Like people follow YouTubers, celebrities, boy bands. That's like a boy band's a classic example of a parasocial relationship where you feel like you're so close to, I don't know, Nick Carter or something. But it's like he doesn't know who you exist and everything, but you still feel this level of connection and like closeness to this other person.
Sure.
And like that's something that I always think about a lot with podcasts, because it's like a lot of podcasts I listen to, I feel like quite close to the people that I listen to, because they're you know, you listen to them talking for hours on end, so you kind of get an idea of their personality and the stories they tell and stuff like that. But then it's like also the podcast, it doesn't know who you are at all. And there's a certain level of like, in terms of the business side, there's like all this like, you know, like I'm selling this, and like it's like how to kind of be a entertainer or create content for people without feeling like you're taking advantage of that kind of connection. So I think like the idea that maybe that you feel that you haven't really connected, that maybe it's like you're trying to be like, oh, I don't want to take advantage of people's like vibes or feelings towards me.
Yeah, I think the main, I think that might be what it is. I'm not sure. I think the big thing is just being like, sounds like be authentic, but, you know, just being authentic to what you're like actually interested in and kind of like what you want to do, you know, and like preventing there being like an ulterior motive. I think the people who do it best, you know, H3H3.
Yes.
I think I'm a huge fan. Do you know H3H3?
No, I don't know.
I was into them, but I feel like Ethan's kind of dropped off a little bit.
How so? So they're like these guys, I think they're like the original internet commentators on like just internet culture, really. And kind of created a podcast. They made like funny meme videos where they're just goofing on people. It's hilarious. Yeah. I think, you reckon Ethan's fallen off a tiny bit?
I feel like he's just, you know, you get eaten
this
by...
is becoming a two-way conversation. I'm sorry, bro. We got beef in the studio.
Logan doesn't watch YouTube, right?
Do you not watch YouTube?
I don't watch a lot of. I don't really even listen to many podcasts.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Like,
are you like against social media kind of thing?
No, I just like never got in. I just like always like I was more like just played video games or watched like TV. So I never like really like my older brother and my twin brother both really got into like the whole like YouTube kind of culture. Yeah. And then like I just never really picked up on it and stuff.
Interesting. Yeah. So like what does a day in the life of you look like?
Well, right now,
are you guys like students right now, or are you?
We both just graduated.
Finished, although I'm about to start my masters in MFA, so
and I'm looking for full-time. About to get into full-time work,
doing
IT stuff.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
So that's kind of my like general kind of day-to-day is kind of IT work, and then like to kind of wind down, I either watch like TV shows on like Netflix or like that kind of thing, and then play like video games.
What do you game?
Play PlayStation 5 or like PC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Warzones.
No.
Everyone Warzones. I'm still stuck in the PUBG cycle.
Oh, no.
I fucking love PUBG. I don't care. I get so much shit for it, and no one plays it anymore.
Yeah, I remember I got really into it because I built a PC when it was like really big. So it was like one of the first games I bought when I built it. And then I think like 6 months later, I tried to play it again, and then it was just dead.
Yeah, 2 hour. Like it's literally like 2 minute wait time just to get into a lobby, and you're like, and it's 2 minutes doesn't sound like long, but like, when you want to play, you're just like, bang.
Yeah, I waited like an hour before.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
I waited like sitting there like I like had it on in the back. I didn't even want to play, but I was just like, I wonder how long it'll take.
Yeah.
And it took like an hour to find like someone to play PUBG with, and I was like, this isn't. I was like,
They're all bots.
Everyone's still playing like Fortnite, so
Yeah, Fortnite came in and kind of like tore it up, and now it's weird. You got iterations, right? You got DayZ, which started it all off, and then PUBG came in, and then Fortnite, and now Warzones, and then apparently Cyberpunk was supposed to like replace all that, but not in like the battle royale kind of version, but just like ate shit eventually.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. What you game?
Yeah. Like, actually, not really. I haven't really had much time in a game. Like, I've tried to get into Witcher. I played a bit of that, Witcher 3. It's all right. It's pretty good. It's like, but the atmosphere is like super dark, I think. And yeah, it's like, I was like, I think it's like, I have to be in the right mood for it.
Fair. Yeah, fair. There's a weird thing where I kind of like balance upon like unwinding and then just getting really sucked in. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I find it strangely addictive. But that's my only addiction is probably gaming. And not even like to a huge extent. Like maybe like, for me, I think 3 hours a day is like too much for me. I don't know. Are you guys like more plus or minus that?
It's probably like maybe like a little less on like a busy like normal kind of like day.
Yeah, I try to get better with it, but it's a weird one. I don't know. But so you're gonna use the Pokemon platform. Are you guys like doing anything else, or is it like strictly Pokemon with your podcast?
Yeah, we look at like other things. Like recently we did like one of
geopolitics,
socioeconomic,
race relations in 2021.
Okay. Like I don't know, like other pop culture nostalgic things like Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon.
We did the Yu-Gi-Oh movie.
Yeah.
Which one? What's the Yu-Gi-Oh?
Pyramid of Light.
Was that? When did that come out?
That'd be like 2004 or 2005.
Do you reckon it still holds up?
No, it doesn't hold up.
Really?
Yeah, we watched. It was like not a good movie.
But did you watch when you were younger and you were just blown away?
No, I was underwhelmed when I watched it when I was younger.
Really?
I loved it when I was younger because it was like I was like that's what got me into the card games.
Really?
And then I stopped playing the card games like 10 years, and then I got back into the card games and I watched the movie again. I was like, this is still a really good movie. And then I watched it this time for the podcast, and I was like, it's not a good movie.
It's trash. Yeah. Apparently Digimon's making a comeback.
It is. They're remaking the first season.
Okay.
Of like the one with Tai and Sora and the other ones.
Is that going straight to like Netflix? Or
I'm not sure. Yeah, it might be Funimation that's dubbing them. Just off the top of my head, I can't remember.
But yeah, we'll probably do like Digimon eventually as well.
Cool.
Talk about that kind of thing.
Yeah,
and then
it's like it's so funny watching the 90s dubs because they're like they've got so much charm to them. Like they add in all this stuff that's like not in the original Japanese versions.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing where it's like a lot of stuff gets lost in translation. I know a lot of the stuff like used to be like way more like hardcore. Like in Naruto, they really dulled it down for like a more mainstream audience when it came here. What else is going on in that space? Because I mean, like, I feel it's growing a lot from what I've seen. Like, just the whole anime space. Like, what's the Castlevania? Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
I haven't seen that.
That's
I'll tell you
awesome.
What's really big right now in Japan is Demon Souls.
What's Demon Souls?
Oh, is it Demon Souls or?
Well, that's a game.
It's something Souls.
I've got no idea.
Devil Soul or something.
Yeah.
It's like got a movie released in Japan right now that is like topping the charts. And it's like it's actually canon. You know how some in anime movies they have movies that aren't canon? They're just like their own separate thing that's set in the universe that doesn't really affect the overarching plot.
Oh, but they're like part of the world. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Because that one, the movie's actually just like a whole season just in a movie, which is like it's like
Is that what it's called? Canon?
Yeah, so like things are canon, then like they actually happened. But then like there's things like all of like the Dragon Ball Z movies that came out when Dragon Ball Z was really big aren't technically canon because like they contradict a lot of stuff that happens in the series. So like they're more kind of like a story told in the world that's not actually part of the main kind of like it happened with Star Wars when Disney took over.
Okay.
They like made like all of like the books and stuff like you might have read when you were growing up.
Legacies.
Like they made them legacy, not canon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A whole bunch.
Wow. I had
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah,
That's
it's like in Naruto, a filler episode
Yes.
usually is not canon.
Yeah,
Because it never
okay.
gets referenced again, and it's usually not based off of a manga. So it's like just like its own made for TV thing.
Do you guys like filler episodes?
It depends. Right?
I liked the first few Pokemon ones, and then now I'm just like
You're getting burnt
getting
out.
to the point where it's getting burnt out. I don't know if it's because I'm watching. I watch them like. I probably only watch like 1 or 2 a week, which is probably like pretty normal to how like a kid would have watched them growing up.
Yeah.
So like I'm watching probably at the same pace that Dennis and Harry would have watched it growing up. But then I'm like at a point where now I'm like nothing happens.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem with
I
like
get frustrated.
That's
yeah.
what I think happens with 90s anime. I find like in like cartoons in general is like we don't have those kind of like big stories that we have now.
Story arcs.
Story arcs. Yeah, there's no story arc. Pokemon has no
Absolutely.
story arc except for Ash getting his badges, which he barely does, and he doesn't even catch his Pokemon challenges. So it's kind of like we're just sitting here watching these 3 people do the same thing every single like week.
That's why I got frustrated with Naruto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing. I felt like there was so much filler, and I was just like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on?"
Where did you tap out?
I tapped out when, crikey, right after Sasuke beat Itachi with the Mangekyo.
Oh, is this after the
Sharingan.
time skip?
It was after the
Oh,
time
okay.
skip. After the time skip, yeah, because I got really in Shippuden. I was
Yeah,
like,
they
literally
really
Shippuden.
drew that out.
Yeah, big time, and it was like they'd be like Naruto and Sasuke are like fighting in the final episode, and for the not the middle of the final episode, but it went for so freaking long, man. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, because they release it like once a week, and I'm like, oh, there's only 22 minutes in an episode or something like that, and I'd be watching it, and I'd be like, okay, 5 minutes right now is going on, and I know the episode's only got 10 minutes left, so hurry up and do something, you know? Like, oh. I mean, this is 10 seconds. You're pausing for 10 seconds. Like, hurry up. But I wonder if that's a Western thing, or do you think we're just more impatient?
I feel like they do that because, well, for one thing, it's based off of the manga, a lot of anime, and it's still, the manga's usually ongoing. And you can get that manga Japanese version quite easily in Japan. So in a sense, it's a kind of like, well, they kind of can draw it out because they were like, oh, we'll read the manga. It's like way ahead of where the anime is right now. Like I tapped out of One Piece for that exact reason because like they had like essentially it was like 5 minutes of like recapping what happened, and then a 2-minute opening and a 2-minute ending. So you only get like 13 minutes of actual episode.
Yeah, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
What is One Piece still going?
Absolutely.
What's the longest running anime show?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Will it be Pokemon?
One Piece would be pretty high up there,
Yeah.
I think.
Pokemon was 98, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it would be One Piece, I think.
It was One Piece before
it's
that.
getting there, I think.
Wow,
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is insane.
Yeah.
Are they all the same like voice actors? Are they replacing them or?
In Japanese, well, Japan has like a huge emphasis on voice actors and like the craft of it. So like if you replace a voice actor, they either have to have died or like done something terrible
Okay.
to be replaced. But people replace voice actors willy-nilly in like Western culture, I guess.
Sure. You can tell too. Like you can even see it. Like Family Guy. You can see the voice. You're like, what the fuck? It's you see it way more when you go back.
Yeah.
You know, it's so stark. You're like, holy crap, they sound so different.
But there are things like Dragon Ball, like Z, and then Super. They still have the same voice actors,
Same people.
and like the English dubs.
Yeah.
From like the last like 20 years. Yeah.
What a cool gig that would be.
To be a voice actor?
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely.
You just show up. You're like, oh yeah, hi.
Yeah.
I want to be a voice actor. I guess I've got like 700 hours worth of, back catalog I can use. Jeez, that's insane. Do you guys ever want to do something like that? Have you ever thought about getting involved in the space and like creating your own show?
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, that'd be interesting. We've never discussed it, but I think we've all because we all do that kind of film and acty theater stuff. So I guess it would make sense for us to do some kind of voice acting thing one day.
Yeah. Why don't you just creating your own anime?
It just takes like one person to kind of come up with that kind of project and have like the gumption
To push it.
and like get everyone things sorted and everything. And
Did you find the same thing with your podcast? Like it's just the initial push?
Yeah, that's what it was. As soon as like,
Yeah.
because we like, got into lockdown, I remember I messaged the group chat that we had made in like 6 months earlier. And I was like, let's actually
Let's do it.
do it. And then we just never
And it
stopped.
just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the first step, right? Like once you start getting in the motion of things, everything just kind of flows almost organically afterwards.
Yeah, like when we did Started Stew Productions, which is like our other friend show thing, that it was kind of like that as well. We were kind of just like, let's do our own thing, and then like let's kind of figure our own thing, and then we kind of took the time and then just like worked towards it, and then we got an award to do the show again, Elevator.
Yeah.
And then we're
I heard things about Elevator.
Yeah.
Back,
Oh,
like,
what have you
that's
heard?
right.
Nice,
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, because Elevator was like, we were in Dennis's room. There's just 3 of us in there, and then Dennis was like, "We need to come up with an elevator pitch for a show." And then I was like, "Why don't we just make an elevator show?"
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's so good.
Yeah, and it was just like the main like pitch that we had originally was 2 people fall in love in the elevator, and then it's like, then what? That's how we went about it.
Yeah.
That's fun. I
Yeah.
like that. You could even turn that into a TV show. And not even a TV show, but just like a sketch, you know?
Yeah,
A
definitely.
really fun sketch. What makes you want to go from your theater background into tech and IT? Is
Well,
it just money, like the career potential?
I'm not because I was originally went to university to do law
Okay.
and theater, and then I did an information systems paper because I had to, and then I was like, this is like quite interesting because it's like creative in a different way. Because what I want to do is kind of solution-y type stuff. So there's like a thing called solution architects in IT who like think of solutions to problems and like in a company and come up with solutions to fix it. So it's like a problem-solving kind of IT job is what interests me. So I guess it's still using like a creative kind of theater side, but in a professional business way. So that can actually like financially support me for the rest of my life as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's that's kind of fun actually. Do you get full autonomy in that role? Or are you kind of like, hey,
Well, that job, like, I need a couple of years of experience to kind of start getting into there, even the junior roles. But yeah, you kind of just have your own team eventually, and there's like a team of architects who work
that'd be
together.
so fun.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if this is like much of a segue, but I had a guy who is really into cryptocurrency come on the podcast, and I'm gonna get the founders of like Easy Crypto, which is like New Zealand's crypto exchange, to come on soon. And do you guys know much about like that space at all?
I got into it like a couple of years ago.
Did you invest at all?
No, but I mined. My older brother actually like did a little bit of it, that kind of thing.
You mined it?
and I mined some. Yeah.
What? Do you still have that?
Yeah, but it's not worth. That one's not worth anything
Okay.
anymore. But
What did you mine?
I can't even remember what it's called. It was called like Haven.
Okay, yeah.
And then I mined that. But I remember like 10 years ago. I wish we could turn back time and done it because 10 years ago, I remember I was just in my parents' room, which is where we used to like have to play our video games. And then we were just sitting there, and then my older brother comes in. He's like, "Guys, we should just start mining this random thing." And we were like, "Why the hell would we do that?" And then now, like 10 years later, it's like we should have done it.
I remember when Bitcoin, I first heard of Bitcoin when it was $300 a coin, and now it's like 34,000 a coin. But I mean, like that's classic. Everyone has that story.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, definitely.
Everybody fucking has that story.
Yeah.
Well, it's like people didn't think that it would ever take off, right? Like it was a reverse Beanie Babies situation.
Yeah, what's the Beanie Babies story? Didn't a lot of people invest in Beanie Babies?
They were like every limited edition Beanie Babies are going to go out of print and they're going to be so rare in the future.
Yeah.
And then people like took like mortgages and stuff on their homes to like
buy
more.
Beanie Babies?
Yeah. There's like a documentary on YouTube. If you search
Really?
up like Beanie Babies documentary.
Does anyone play with Beanie Babies anymore?
I don't even know what a Beanie Baby is.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
you've seen that.
isn't it like the little rolly thing?
Yeah, they're like no Beanie Babies are like little plush toys.
Should we look up what a Beanie
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
so.
You
Because
keep
I know,
talking. I want to know what a Beanie
I know
Baby
those
is.
little like bean things that you're talking about, like those little plastic things.
That's what I thought,
It's-
where you could like roll them down your arm and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
and what Beanie Babies taught us is it's never the things that they are marketed as going to be collectible that are going to be the collectible
Is that right?
thing. Usually not, because like collectible cards, for instance, like
It's like misprints and stuff. They're
These
like
things are
worth a
dumb.
lot.
My screen's all weird. I don't want to like unplug anything. But
Those things.
they still make them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still around.
should we
Yeah, get in,
Invest.
invest
should
in
we get
them.
into this now? Or we're gonna blow it up right on this podcast. I think what's weird is you see it with, funnily enough, with Pokemon right now is like with Logan Paul getting into it, the whole trading card game, and then it's just shot it through the roost as far as an investment goes.
I think like some of that's like smoke and mirrors. Like,
you reckon? I think so too. Well, actually, when you have a platform like that, what's different, right? Here's the thing: if you do that with stocks, right? If you were like talk it up, that's called a pump and dump. That's a pump and dump. But like with this, with like a collectible item like this, he can do that and there's no legal repercussions. Because basically what happened is he shot the price up a load. I don't know if it's plateaued at all or if it's gone down, but I think it's gone down. And then he could just sell it at its peak and then done. You know? It's going to be the next big thing, right? It's a weird one, right? Because it's not really regulated in any sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which it shouldn't be, but it is. People are using it as like a form of investment, especially the cards at the moment. Same with Yu-Gi-Oh, but Pokemon more so, and Magic the Gathering as well. Magic the Gathering's huge. I want to get
Black Lotus.
Do you play it?
No.
No?
I know about the Black Lotus card.
I have no idea what that is. What is that?
It's like, I think the most valuable Magic the Gathering card ever.
Really?
Well, because Magic the Gathering is the biggest TCG in North America, but I think Yu-Gi-Oh is still the biggest in like Japan and stuff.
Is that right?
In
Yeah.
Europe.
Okay.
In Europe, yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh is still the biggest one there.
Yeah, Magic's huge in the States. I know Pokemon's supposed to be the biggest. I want to find this out, actually.
Yeah.
I think, how crazy is it, though, to be one of those companies where you can literally just manufacture rarity? You know?
Yeah.
That's insane. Just be like, hey, this is the rarest card. This is worth XYZ now.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Absolutely.
Those are Pokemon games.
I need somebody like yeah. Well, is there like a secondary market for like collector Pokemon products?
Probably. Like there's stuff like stuff that they make, you know, at the advent of, I just saw on Twitter that someone had like a mint Pikachu watch from when the Pokemon Center, which is like a store of Pokemon merchandise in Japan, when it first opened.
Whoa.
And like they found like other similar watches selling for like $600. And this was like a mint Pikachu one. So I would estimate it to be upwards of $1,000.
Wow.
Like for a collector to want to purchase something like that.
It's such a niche flex. You
Yeah.
know? It's like, oh yeah, to only people who know.
Yeah. There's actually there's like a watch that's like a Seiko Alpinist watch.
Yeah.
That like I had my eye on for ages, and then they discontinued it, and it's like really up there in terms of watches because it has a really distinctive emerald green dial with like golden numbers on it.
Are you a watchman?
No, not really.
It sounds like it, dude.
But well, if I'm thinking about buying something, I kind of do my research a little bit.
Okay.
So like this was like a really nice watch, and like it was like, I don't know, like $300 roughly, and now it's like almost doubled or tripled because like it's been discontinued, and it's like in the watch community.
Damn, dude.
I can't believe I'm saying that. In the watch community. Yeah.
I need to figure out ways to make money. I'm telling you. It's that's insane though. Just based on rarity, you know, with the thing that has like no practical use beyond telling the time.
It's always the stuff that you don't expect to like blow up.
Manufactured rarity doesn't work, and that's what Beanie Babies
like
sucks.
Funko Pops. We had a friend.
What are Funko
Oliver.
Pops?
Oh yeah, Oliver, one of our co-hosts, bought like, you know, those like pop vinyl-y thingies, like they're like small like collectibles of like, you can get like of almost any, like a Batman one. Or
They
like
have those soulless,
with the weird
deadless,
heads?
dead
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah. Okay. I see those everywhere.
Yeah, one of our Oliver, he brought one from like Armageddon. They were like shiny ones that were only being sold at like New Zealand Armageddon, and they were being sold like, he bought them like, you could only buy like 2 of them at a time. Oh, he could only buy one at a time when you were there, so he got a friend to buy one for him. So he had 2 of them.
Whoa.
And they're like only like $30. But if he went on eBay later that night and they were selling for like $500-$600 US, because like there's collectors who want these like shiny Thanos pop vinyl.
Yeah. Did he sell it?
No, he sat on it.
And because he thought they were just going to keep going up.
Yeah,
and they crashed like 2 days later because
of course.
everyone had them now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a weird thing where it's like the same with like the Pokemon cards is like when they're in their current iteration, you know, because you can only play with them, they're worth and they tank, and then apparently they just go up. But 10 years, 20 years
You have to wait for people to get nostalgic about it again.
That's a huge thing, right? Nostalgia. And here in New Zealand, like the mold will probably just eat your fucking cards up, you know, because you're just gonna store it in your freaking flat. Yeah. Ah, man, that's wild. So, first date of your show, when is it?
Oh, the 20th of March.
20th of March.
Yeah.
Cool. And people can find tickets. I'll link it in the show notes below and
yes,
everything like that.
For Dexperience, and also, can we talk about?
Oh, it's on the Fringe website, the tickets.
Yeah, man. Keep whatever you guys want to talk about.
Yeah, we've also got our Stew production show, Table.
Cool.
Which is about the what a table goes through in the span of its existence, I guess. And
How do you do that in a show?
you have to come watch
Yeah.
and find out.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's like a devised musically, like with a bit of improv show.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so there'll be lots of music, it's going to be funny, it's going to be entertaining, it's going to be surprising, and it's going to have me, Logan, and our other Stu devisers, April, Boland, Lorenz, Ravalo, Brittany, Meiklejohn, and they're
Cool.
like awesome as well.
Yeah, and that's at Bats Theatre as well.
That's at Bats is a great venue. I'm a big. Is this for the Fringe Festival as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're on the
All right, so-
opening weekend of Fringe.
Yeah.
Which is the 26th,
27th, 20. Maybe
No,
20th would be a Sunday, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's the 26th, 27th, the 1st, and the 2nd.
No, we're not on a Monday, sorry. So 26th, 27th, 28th, and the 2nd.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And the second. Okay, cool.
And I guess shout outs to our other co-hosts that couldn't make it.
Yeah, so there's for your show in J&M's, there's 4 of you guys in total, yeah?
Yeah, it's us.
Okay.
And then there's Oliver Knott, who he's doing, he's our co-host, and he's also doing a show.
He's directing.
He's directing a show as well.
Okay.
It was
One Way Ticket to Mars.
One Way Ticket to Mars.
On the opening weekend of Fringe as well.
Cool.
So the 27th, 28th, and the 26th, I think.
And our friend
Nice.
Harri has started a production company, Tiny Dinosaur Productions, and his show is called You
Meet in a Tavern.
You Arrive or You Meet at a Tavern.
It's a D&D show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
At
this one
Bats.
actually. I think I might have shot him a message actually. So yeah, so are you guys? Have you done Fringe? You did a bit last year.
Mhm.
It sounds like you've done quite a few. Then you're quite involved in it.
Oh, I suppose so. I mean, we just
Yeah.
did one last year, but
Yeah.
I guess we've just been really getting into it. now.
Yeah.
It's doing well
Yeah.
as far as there's a good in Wellington at least. They've got a really good support network and a good team.
They've been so amazing,
So
so
good.
supportive.
Did you guys go to the workshops and stuff?
I haven't been
No,
able to go.
we went last year though,
Yeah.
when it was like
Oh,
it was
yeah,
our
I guess
first,
you can kinda-
when it was like our first kind of year.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've been a bit busier this year.
fair enough. Are you gonna do anything else, like any other Fringe shows?
We're in our friend Emily is also organizing this show called Numbskulls, which
Okay.
is a show about cocktails and it's a trivia type thing, panel thing.
Cool.
So there are teams, and I think Emily's gotten other Fringe performers to kind of come in and basically it's teams of 3, and they go they compete against each other, and I think to make cocktails or answer trivia about cocktails.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
both of those. So yeah, our team's competing, me, Dennis, and
Oliver.
Oliver, and we're competing against another podcast that's doing a live podcast during Fringe.
Oh hell yeah!
And then if we win, all of the money goes to a charity that we're picking.
Yeah, I think it was
Right
the
on.
proceeds from the night.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Is that a bar they're hosting it?
yeah
or-
Valhalla on?
Yeah,
the main street?
yeah. I know
so,
that.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we're going to be supporting a children's charity. Probably.
Cool. What's the charity,
We
you
haven't
know?
picked one yet, but
Yeah.
it's going to be
One with kids.
We've gotta
one with
take-
children, because
Yeah.
essentially because our podcast is for Pokemon and stuff. So
That makes sense.
yeah,
It's weird, because the Pokemon demographic is aging as well now.
Mm.
It's a lot of people. That's the whole rationale behind investing in it. It's people now are getting into having full-time jobs, and the nostalgia kicks in, so they can now afford to buy Pokemon cards and stuff.
yeah.
But no, that's insane, guys.
That's the same logic with retro consoles.
Is that right?
Yeah, people retro games. It's I want to feel like a kid again.
Well, so Lego just released
Lego's the best toy ever.
Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah, they
calling it right now.
released a Mario set that was the 64, or was it on the SNES?
NES.
A Lego NES that plugs into a old looking TV as well.
Yeah.
And actually you can play.
You can actually play on
Mario
it.
on it.
Oh, that's
Lego
so
blocks,
cool.
and you spin the thing, and it kind of spins around and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's just right at EB Games. You can actually look at it as well.
It's there now.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's literally just a TV set and a controller and the console, but it's all Lego.
Now that's the kind of thing that I think would be a collector's item.
Yeah.
But then it's will it be as well?
Well, the trick is just to buy it for the sake of I like it.
Yeah, it's
You
cool.
know?
Yeah.
Lego are insane. Have you ever been to Lego World before?
No.
No.
Dude, Lego World's so fun.
Where is it?
It's all across the world. So there's one.
Okay.
I think I went to one in California back when I was in the States. But Lego is hands down as far as for kids. I think allowing yourself to be creative. Best toy.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So good, timeless, and you step on it, your soul leaves your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's insane.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And all right. Is there anything else you guys want to promote?
Well, what about you, Gavin? You're doing something. Right?
I'm doing a show. Yes.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
So we got our comedy show coming up was opening weekend as well. We're doing 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th. 26th, not the 27th, over at the Circus Bar for our comedy show. It's gonna be my first half hour with my buddy Aaron, and then hopefully we will then take that show to the South Island and tour it down to Dunedin. Which I was gonna ask you, are you guys gonna do any other fringe shows? Any other ones?
Yeah, well, we were like talking about touring, but it's just like because there's like a lot of people involved in the show.
Makes it harder.
Yeah, it's 5 of us,
and it's expensive too. So if you're getting accommodation, food for 5, and then you got to split the proceeds 5 ways.
Yeah, and it's just like time wise because Dennis is about to do his masters.
Yeah.
One of our members is doing his PhD. Another one's doing her masters, and another one works full time.
Yeah,
so it's kind of just
good luck.
So
it's like when do we find the time?
Figuring out in this gig economy.
Yeah. I wonder. I'm trying to find a job where I can work remotely. That's like an ideal world. And I've kind of got something, and the great thing about that is you can literally tour on like a salary, you know,
so good.
And then work on the side. I don't know if you guys could try and work. I mean, studying a bit hard, obviously, but if you ever get to a position where you can get a job that allows you to like do that, that's the crazy thing about like what COVID's shown us is that there's so much vacant, like there's 30%, I think, vacancy as far as office spaces go in Wellington. And no one really needs, having an office is like a luxury now. And so I don't know about you guys, but I love lockdown when it first came about. Did you guys enjoy it?
Yeah, it was like kind of fun. Like, final year of uni, but then like we got like an extra like month or 2 break, so it was kind of just like a weird holiday, but
Are you doing classes from your laptop?
Yeah, I found that way better actually.
Really?
Yeah, I found my grades in my final year like skyrocketed compared, because like I was just like able to do it because their videos were released in like a way better format. Instead of like a lecturer droning on for like 50 minutes, they did like 5-10 minute like videos every like week. So like you just got the proper like straight content in 10 minutes instead of like
sitting through someone rambling.
Through like a warm lecture. Yeah.
That's interesting. Did you same deal or?
Oh, I don't know. I liked it because it was like a chance to kind of like, you know, reset or like have a break. It's because like I think for me I was like always constantly like thinking about stuff. Yeah. Like constantly like, oh, I need to do this and this and this and this. So I never really like let myself have a break. So that was good.
Do you kind of have that hustle mindset where you're like, I always need to be doing something?
Oh, a little bit, but also like I kind of take breaks as well. So it's like, it's just like so it's like I do like tend to be like, okay, I need to do this and this and this and this, but I'll just be on my phone for like half a day.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's weird because like the pressure almost forces you. The pressure of having so much to do almost forces you to, or makes you do nothing.
Yeah.
And it's weird, but then if you have like not much to do, you can just knock that out. If it's even it's like 60% of the total output. It's a strange thing, right? Yeah. I don't know. I've been trying to experiment with like just becoming a lot more chill and laid back with the tasks that I have, even though maintaining the tasks the same amount, but just in a more relaxed manner approach it. But yeah. Well, gentlemen,
yes,
thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
And as far as where people can find you, your podcast, I'll link it in the show notes, but just give it a shout out.
Oh yeah, follow us at Dexperience, DXPERIENCE. I had to think about that. On Spotify, Apple iTunes. Please follow us on Facebook, and we'll like post stuff about it. I think we have an Instagram that we never post on.
Nice.
But follow that anyway. Give us a review if you like. Follow Stu Productions as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.